watching 5 Star Live. East Tennessee's #1 post-game high school football show. Live on location from the biggest game of the week. Live interviews from the winning coaches and players, along with highlights from other big games from around Tennessee. Your host, Jesse Smithy, with decades of experience covering high school sports, and his 5-star preps team will update you on games as they become final, and will break down region outlooks and what's to come for your favorite football teams and top players. Now, get ready for the most comprehensive high school football coverage in Tennessee on 5 Star Live.
Welcome in, everybody, to 5 Star Live, Week 5 edition from South Doyle High School. Myself, Jesse Smithy, along with Kevin Smith. And it's 33-13 South Doyle, and a lot of offense in this game from South Doyle. And I didn't really know what to expect from the Cherokees. It's been kind of a topsy-turvy start for them through their first 4 weeks of the season. Everybody remembers them starting off with the win over Fulton. Then they got shut out by South Doyle. And tonight, it's been pretty much all South Doyle. What have you seen from the Cherokee so far?
Well, it's been the Sean Gary show is what it's been. I think, early on you were talking about how South Doyle has not been able to find a running back. It was running back by committee. I think they found their guy tonight. He's got 4 touchdowns so far in the first half. He's been very difficult to bring down. He's been able to get to the edge. Sevier County's having a really hard time setting the edge and keeping him inside. And it's really been the show of Sean Gary. Yeah,
right there is #1 Terrell Brown. And he's one of the guys that they had in the mix a little bit for the first few weeks of the season. Noah Myers has been in there as well. Tawan Owens has been in there as well. But from this point on, that fumble caused by Curtis Young, it's like you said, it's been the Sean Gary show. And I like the way this guy runs with the football, a lot of natural instinct, and he just looks like a running back.
Yeah, he's got great vision. He's been able to get outside on zone plays. He's also been able to get up inside on the single back power. I've really liked his vision, his toughness, and then he's got breakaway speed, Jesse. This is a guy that could be a problem for the rest of the year. And like we showed you earlier in the highlights, Terrell Brown, you also see here in just a little bit, not only did he have a rushing touchdown, but he also had a really nice catch and almost a Randy Moss type catch for a touchdown.
Yeah, if you're watching, you want to stick around to the end of this highlight package. It is unbelievable, but South Doyle has to feel good now about where their offense is in Week 5. And you and I were talking on the sidelines. Finding Sean Gary at running back is something that might have happened earlier had they had scrimmages.
Yeah, I think this is what's really tough. When you have, as a coaching staff, you got 4 or 5 guys you really like. You got some young guys. You want to get them some reps. You want to see some live bullets thrown at them, and the lights come on. That's been very difficult this year without any scrimmages. And so for these guys to find him tonight, he's done a really good job. Again, yards after contact. When you see this guy, he's got to have well over 100 yards just off contact. Then very slippery, very hard to bring down. Really enjoyed watching him tonight.
Sevier County fell behind early, got down, I think, 26-7. Colin Shannon did well to kind of get them back in scoring range. Hawkins had a short yardage touchdown run, but I think this 61-yard run by Sean Gary pretty much told them what was going to happen. Another good high point for Sevier County, this 4th down fake punt opportunity, and they ultimately ended up scoring. Nice improvisation here by Colin Shannon to Tyler Wilson.
I've actually really liked Colin Shannon. He's shown a lot of toughness. He's getting pressured left and right. He's not having any time to throw the football, but he's done a good job of stepping up in the pocket with good pocket awareness, and he's really showing us some running ability as well and being tough out there. It's going to be tough sledding for him. He cannot plant his feet at all, Jesse, to pass the football.
Yeah, and there's good – I mean, come on.
Just Randy Mossstein, man.
I mean,
Mossstein.
Terrell Brown just is a beast. I mean, I love the kid as a linebacker. They're playing him at defensive end. They've tried him at tight end. They've used him as a running back and then split out wide. I mean, just Moss the kid. That clip, if it doesn't go viral, I don't know what's wrong with Twitter.
Well, and Terrell Brown, tonight, they've had him rushing upfield, really a kind of a jet technique, Jesse, rushing off the edge, and he's been unblockable, dipping his shoulder on the speed rush. It has been very tough sledding for Colin Shannon. What I would like to see, though, Jesse, is Tyler Wilson, the wide receiver / tight end for Sevier County. He's been touted. He's had a good career. I'd like to see him get the ball more, somehow get him more involved in this game, because every time he's touched the ball, something good has happened for Sevier County. Yeah. And right now they need a lot of good stuff to happen for him in the second half.
We'll see if they can correct some things here in the halftime break. Let's take a look around the area at some scores. Farragut High School off to a big start tonight, up 35-14. And, of course, the news came out that Eddie Courtney is in another cancer battle, and I know they're The student section is honoring him tonight. I know there's ribbons everywhere, and they're honoring him with their play on the field, 35-14. Matt White, the senior wide receiver, 5 catches, 119 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He had a big week last week on Rivalry Thursday, so he's continuing his hot play. One of the bigger games in the West Knoxville area, Catholic High School welcoming in Division II AAA state champion McCallie. That game's 28-28 at the half. A lot of offense. Catholic was down 28-14 in this game, rallied it there in the second quarter and knotted it up right before half.
Well, you know, we talk a lot about skill players, and if you're looking for skill guys, this is the game to be at right now. There's a lot of skill, talent on the field. To me, it's going to come down in the second half to the trenches, and it's also going to come down to which team can get a stop. And right now, neither defense is really playing well.
Yeah, we do see the return of Tommy Winton tonight for Catholic High School, and he has been a factor in that game. Coalfield up 32-6 on Oakdale. Greenville looks like it's going to get its first win in the Eddie Spradlin era. They're up 35-0 at the half at Austin East. Fulton High School without Tommy Sweat tonight, without one of their offensive linemen, all this tracing that they have, it has those guys out. They don't have COVID, but the contact tracing has them out. Fulton up 27-7 at half.
You know, kudos to that team. You know, we saw them a couple of weeks ago, and they really struggled. And for them to have their starting quarterback out and a couple other guys, and let me tell you something, they have a couple offensive linemen / defensive linemen that are very impressive. You know, for this team to be up the way they are, and hopefully they can win this football game. But hopefully we can get these kids back, especially when they're negative.
But, I mean, if you would have told me that Fulton was not going to have Tommy Sweat tonight and an offensive lineman and maybe some other guys because of contact tracing, I probably would have gone ahead and picked Carnes. I mean, Fulton isn't at a point with this team where they could afford to lose guys like that. And yet here they are with the 20-point leads. I just commend those guys.
Well, and their numbers are down. So, I mean, the depth is not there either for Fulton. So this has been really impressive by them tonight.
Oliver Springs leads Greenback. That's a big-time rivalry game, even though if you talk to Greenback side, they say, look, you got to beat us first before it's a rivalry. Right now, Oliver Springs is up 7-0. That was a good game in the regular season a year ago, I believe. Anderson County going with multiple quarterbacks tonight. Walker Martinez, the young sophomore, has now been kind of thrust into the spotlight, along with Hatmaker at quarterback. They're up 42-0 at halftime over Howard, and so we'll kind of keep an eye on that quarterback race as we go through the second half of the season. Maryville only up on Bearden 7-0 at halftime. Bearden had the ball inside the Maryville 10-yard line twice in the first half, not able to capitalize on those mistakes. I don't know if this is a Maryville let down after Alcoa or what have you, but you got to expect in this second half we're going to see a different Maryville team.
Well, there has to be an Alcoa hangover. There's no question. Just the hype around the game, the energy that's put into it mentally and physically. And, you know, at the end of the day, it hasn't been much of a game for them over the years. And so kudos to Bearden hanging in here. And they got a chance to win this football game, Jesse, and they need to take advantage of this opportunity when it presents itself.
Alcoa not having a letdown. They are up 27-0 against Pigeon Forge. News came out earlier this week on 5-Star Preps that Safdar McCrary, one of their quarterbacks at Alcoa, no longer a part of the program. He is now down in Sandy Creek, Georgia. That leaves the young sophomore Zach Lunsford, and that leaves Cam Burden, who used to be the quarterback here at Sevier County for 2 years, as their options until Caden Buckles, the transfers from Catholic, can get eligible. And I think that'll happen either the second or third week of the playoffs. And let's be honest, I mean, the rest of Alcoa's schedule is not going to force their quarterback to have to win games.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a tough decision for that staff, Jesse, to have to figure out in practice, are we going to put in a guy that hasn't been playing the whole season in a critical point of the playoffs? How's that going to affect your team? You know, does your team split? You never know how your team's going to react to when you make a move like that. So, hey, this is a chance for the Alcoa quarterbacks that can currently play to solidify this position and hold on to this position. But it is something that could come into play once the playoffs come along, down the road in the playoffs.
Yeah, so these next 5 to 6 weeks, a really big opportunity for Zach Lunsford to really take the reins of the quarterback position and grow. Sure, he's going to make some mistakes along the way here and there, but just a nice little kind of teaching classroom, so to speak, for him to learn from over these next 5 games for Alcoa, and we'll see if he can make those strides and lead the Tornadoes to a 6th consecutive 3A state championship.
And that was tough on him, Jesse, last week to be thrown in starting first game right into a community game against Maryville. That was a very tough start for his first one of his career.
I mean, he made some plays at times, and so there were some good things to take away from that. So the future is bright for Zach Lunsford. All right, that does it for our halftime report. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Come back probably around 10:30 when this game goes final and some others in the area go final. We'll have player and coach interviews from this South Doyle Sevier County game. We'll have Nick Craney, the head football coach at Central High School. Big game coming up Saturday between Central High School and Powell. We'll get Nick Craney's thoughts and takes on that game. We'll have highlights from Catholic McCallie. We'll have highlights from Farragut Morristown West. We'll look back at last night's West High School win over Oak Ridge. So a lot to come later on tonight on 5 Star Live. Stay with us here on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook.
Located in Anderson County, just off of I-75 at exit 122, Rocky Top Realty stands ready to give our clients a real estate experience like no other. While we are located in Anderson County, we work in all of Knoxville and the surrounding areas. Our staff will get to know you and your real estate needs. We will work in tandem with you to achieve your forever home, build site, vacation home, or investment goal. Find us online at RockyTopHomeInfo.com or give us a call at 865-498-0813.
When you shop at Elliott's, your journey is our purpose.
North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your exterior needs. Visit us today at 5618 North Broadway.
Since 1945, the John H. Coleman Company has been serving the East Tennessee area. We wouldn't have made it for 75 years without the experience and hard work of our quality employees. When it comes to heating and air conditioning, our goal is to make your experience stress-free, whether buying a new unit or servicing your current equipment. The way we do that is making sure you have the information you need to make the right decision. East Tennessee is our home, too. We've proudly served you for 75 years and look forward to serving you for many years to come. John H. Coleman Company, trusted since 1945.
Great ones make the plays. The dedicated ones never quit. Weekend warrior or professional, all athletes get hurt. And when you do, Tennessee Orthopedic Clinic's comprehensive sports medicine team is ready to take you on. The power of results.